The wandering pole.
Did you know that the place where the North Pole is isn't always the same? It's true. The Earth is like a giant spinning top, but it does not spin perfectly. Because of this, the North Pole moves around a little bit all the time. This is called polar wander. But don't worry, it doesn't walk like a person or an animal. It's very slow, moving about 10 centimeters each year. That's about as long as a crayon. Scientists use satellites in space to keep an eye on where the North Pole wanders off to. This is important because it can affect things like maps and GPS systems that help us find our way. Even Santa Claus needs to know where the North Pole is for his Christmas Eve trip around the world. Imagine if the North Pole moved too much and Santa missed some houses because his map was outdated. That's why scientists keep track so everyone, including Santa, can stay on the right path.
The never-ending lightning storm.
Imagine a place where the sky is almost always grumbling, with lightning bolts cutting through the dark clouds. This might sound like a scene from a science fiction movie, but it's real. In Venezuela, there is a place called Catatumbo, where a lightning storm rages nearly every night. The Catatumbo lightning, as it's known, can strike up to 280 times per hour. What's even more fascinating is that these aren't your typical short thunderstorms. The Catatumbo lightning storms can last for as long as 10 hours at a time. This phenomenon is so consistent that sailors have used the lightning as a navigation aid, calling it the lighthouse of Catatumbo. The reason for these unique storms is the perfect storm of geographic and climatic conditions. The region is surrounded by mountain ridges and warm water from Lake Maracaibo, which cause the air to rise rapidly and form storm clouds. This natural light show is not just a stunning spectacle. It also plays an important role in replenishing the planet's ozone layer. That's because the high frequency of lightning strikes produces a lot of ozone. So next time you see a lightning bolt, remember the amazing Catatumbo lightning and its never-ending display of nature's power.
Can honey badgers really sleep off venom?
Imagine being so tough that you could take a nap after being bitten by a poisonous snake. Well, there is an animal that can do just that. Meet the honey badger, a small but fearless creature. It looks cute and fluffy, but it's one of the most fearless animals in the world. Even lions and leopards think twice before messing with it. But here's the crazy part. Honey badgers are known to survive snake bites from some of the deadliest snakes, like cobras and puff adders. What happens is, when they get bitten, they might seem to be knocked out or sleep for a bit. But actually, their body is fighting off the venom. Then, after a short while, they wake up as if nothing happened. Their secret is a special protein in their body that helps them neutralize the venom. This is like a superpower in the animal kingdom. So honey badgers truly live up to their fearless reputation, and they remind us that looks can be deceiving. Who knew such a small animal could be so tough?
The animal with a built-in suit of armor.
Did you know that there is an animal that wears its protection like a superhero wears a cape? It's the turtle with its hard shell. Turtles are incredible creatures that have been around for more than 200 million years. That means they lived alongside dinosaurs. These shelled reptiles carry their homes on their backs everywhere they go. Now, here's the fun part. A turtle's shell isn't just a cover, it's a part of their skeleton. They are one with their armor, literally. The shell has around 60 different bones that include the spine and the rib cage, which means they can't crawl out of it. It's both their shield and their home sweet home. What's more, when they feel threatened, many turtles can retract their head, legs, and tail into their shell for the ultimate defense. So next time you see a turtle, remember this small but mighty animal is rocking a biological suit of armor that would make any knight jealous. Bet you can't find a knight that can hide in his armor.
Can you guess what fruit can float like a boat?
Did you know watermelons could have been life-saving flotation devices a long time ago? Yes, that's right. Watermelons can float on water. This is because they are made of over 90% water. That's a lot. Because of this, they are less dense than the water, which makes them buoyant. Imagine a big, juicy watermelon bobbing along the surface of a river. This might seem funny, but watermelons' floating ability is due to their thick rind or outer skin, which is pretty tough and helps them stay afloat. Plus, those patterns on their rind aren't just for show, they probably help them resist water too. There's something else super cool about watermelons. They come in different colors inside. Not just the pinkish red we all know, but there are yellow and even white watermelons. Remember this fact the next time you enjoy a slice of watermelon or see one at the store. Maybe it's not just food, it could have been a little boat.
Can you imagine a plant that eats metal?
Plants usually need sunlight, water, and nutrients from the soil to grow, right? But there's this rare group of plants that are more like metal miners than typical green leafy veggies. They are called hyperaccumulators, and they have the super weird ability to soak up crazy amounts of metal from the ground, way more than normal plants. Now, why would a plant do that? Well, scientists think that munching on metal helps these super plants to protect themselves from harmful bugs, or even stop other plants from growing too close. One of these metal-eating plants is called Philanthus balgui, and it has a big appetite for nickel. It's found in the forests of Southeast Asia and can gulp down up to 18,000 parts per million of nickel. That's like a person eating 0.5 kilogram of nickel. If we ate that much metal, we'd be super sick. But for Philanthus balgui, it's just another day at the buffet. Isn't nature wild?
Can a chicken live without a head?
Imagine a chicken running around without its head. Sounds impossible, right? But it actually happened. In 1945, a farmer in Colorado named Lloyd Olson wanted to cook a chicken for dinner. So he went out and chopped off the head of a chicken named Mike. But to everyone's surprise, Mike didn't die. In fact, Mike lived for 18 months without a head. How could this be? Well, when Olson chopped Mike's head off, he missed the jugular vein and left part of the brain stem and one ear. This meant that Mike could still do basic things like walk and react to his environment. Since he couldn't eat the regular way, Olson fed Mike with a dropper and gave him water as well. Mike became so famous that people paid money to see him. He even made it into magazines and newspapers. It sure is a strange and fascinating world we live in. So the next time you think you're having a bad day, just remember Mike the Headless Chicken and how he made the best out of a, headless situation.
These berries are space travelers.
Did you know that there are some berries that have actually been to space? That's right, strawberries. In 2011, strawberries embarked on a journey that was truly out of this world. NASA decided that astronauts needed some more fresh food options on the International Space Station, so they chose strawberries for a very special reason. These little red fruits are tough and can handle the extreme conditions of space. Plus, they're packed with vitamins and taste really yummy. When they were sent to space, the astronauts got to care for the berry plants and, of course, enjoy the sweet fruits of their labor, all while floating hundreds of miles above Earth. The cool part is, these space strawberries are just like the ones we eat here on Earth, but they have traveled at speeds you could only dream of and have seen our planet from a view that only a few people ever get to experience. Imagine snacking on a fruit that's seen the Earth from all the way up there.
Can you guess the world's most expensive cheese?
Imagine you're at the supermarket trying to pick some cheese for your sandwich. But instead of choosing between cheddar or mozzarella, you're faced with a cheese that costs more than your smartphone. There's a cheese in Serbia called pule that's made from donkey milk, and it's the most expensive cheese in the world. What makes it so pricey? For starters, donkeys produce a lot less milk than cows or goats, and it takes about 25 litres of donkey milk to make just 1 kilogram of pule cheese. Plus, pule isn't mass-produced. It comes from a rare breed of donkey found only on a specific farm in Serbia. They make it by hand using traditional methods, which adds to the cost. Here's the kicker. Pule cheese can cost up to $600 per pound. Now that's a fancy sandwich topping. So next time you're enjoying your reasonably priced grilled cheese, just think about the gold mine that could be sitting inside if it were made with the world's most luxurious cheese.
What's stronger, an elephant or an ant? Bet you'll be surprised.
It might sound like a strange question, but when you compare the strength of an ant to an elephant based on size, ants are the super heavy lifters. Did you know that an ant can carry objects that are up to 50 times its own body weight? Now imagine if an elephant could do that. If elephants had the same strength relative to their size as ants, they would be able to lift something as heavy as a space shuttle. An elephant is obviously much bigger and can carry more weight in total. But when we talk about strength in relation to body size, those tiny ants are incredibly strong. So next time you see an ant lifting a crumb, remember it's like a human lifting a car with their bare hands. That's how mighty ants are. Follow me for more fun facts.